Ephesus has been the biggest port. What you refer to Istanbul today with regards to import and export, Ephesus was in that day the Istanbul of Roman Empire. So because of that reason, it's not surprising whatsoever at all that after it has been established, it has been a great attractive golden mine for the migration route. And when I say migration, I'm not talking about with their identification peasants, the very wealthy members of different communities, societies have moved in to make their money even more. When Ephesus was founded, it was Greek, but until 500s, Carians, Lelegs, Lydians, and Lycians have moved in as well. So it became this amazing old metropole of, I would say, Greek settlement first, which has then become Roman. We were talking about Alexander the Great in several spots. So in 325 to be exact, when he was murdered in the war in Babylon, his former generals has separated the kingdom and everybody got their share. The one of them, who was General Lysimachus, was the one who got Asia Minor, Syria and Egypt as his share from Macedonia. When he did that, he picked up Ephesus as his capital to ensure that the furthest distance in his empire, which is Egypt, was ruled by somebody that he would trust. He married to the princess daughter of the pharaoh of the time, and whose name is Arsinoe, Princess Arsinoe. Most of the time the people are mistaken by thinking that this was the cousin of Cleopatra. Yes, Cleopatra had a cousin called Arsinoe, but the time is totally different times. When he moved into the place, he saw that the city was suffering from a serious problem, and that was the port, because they are great at aqueducts, water circulations, drainage, everything, but they were only wrong at the spot that they drained all this water to, and that was the port. Over centuries, the port has been silted up. It caused two things. Number one, the ships couldn't get close, so that was influencing the money. Second was a healthcare problem, and that was malaria. So because of that reason, they moved the city from that point, which is Selçuk that we drove through yesterday, where St. John's Basilica remains were, to this one. So you may ask, Ata, how can you move a gigantic city? Is it that easy? Yes, because they are not using concrete. They are like Lego pieces, if it makes sense. So this is not from the 11th century. This city is from only 300s BC. I'm so sorry. We sort of told you lies. So this is not that old. So you can ask for a refund. Just 2,300 years old. Now, when they did that, Roman Empire has reached to its golden ages. With that said, it became, with the combination of Rome being rich, Ephesus being rich, totally the Chanel of the states. In that time, it was the second biggest state of Rome with 400,000 people. 400,000, do not underestimate it. It's a gigantic population to that consideration at that time. 40 AD, as we were discussing, actually, you asked me about that. Has West got volcanoes like Cappadocia has? I said no, but East doesn't have earthquakes. This part has. So in 40 AD, there was a serious earthquake that happened that collapsed majority of the city, so they had to rebuild them. To give you an understanding, if I may take you to this little plan of the city. Friends, I took you in from the upper gate of the city because I'm a lazy guy. I like walking downhill, okay? That is the main reason. So this is the Acropolis. This is where you see this little tiny theater. That is what it is. So what we will do is we're going to walk through the Acropolis, the State Agora part, reach to the downtown area where the shops are. And when I say where the shops are, thank God they are closed at the moment. Those are old antique shops. And then we will see several temples side by side, reach to the third biggest ancient library of the world, still existing. And then we will reach to the theater and then leave the city. Now, as you can see, all of this is not open to visit. You will see it anyways when you're walking, because the excavations are non-stop since 1879. We could only reveal 20% of this. So these parallel lines, like dots, are the ones that are under the earth. And it's kept that way on purpose. We have a machine in archaeology called wobbler. It is, doctors, it's exactly like MRI. So you have a gigantic fork that you place into the earth, and with the sonar, you know what is underneath. But archaeology is not about digging everything out. It is out and then rebuilding it. So it's project by project, it carries on. So all the way, if you remember, Mother Mary's house is up on the cliff. So what you see, all those natural bushes or trees on this side, is not a random field in the middle of nowhere. These are the convenient cover, like a blanket of earth over what was there. So the city is not only the bottom of the valley, it's actually over the mountain slopes at the same time. Does it make sense now? Okay. So far, any questions?
It has a wall, the city?
City walls were Mother Mary's houses, but let me answer your question. The city has never felt the need of being a military city. They were so rich. Today, still, the wars are not of ideas. Let's be honest. It's about the natural sources, the wealth of the land that the people are fighting over. So the city was ready to pay the taxes. Why would they attack the city, or why would they get into war?
Okay.
Is the answer to your question.